Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited that you check out my video today wherein I'm speaking about meditation versus mindfulness. And before I jump into the topic, I just want to make sure that I introduce myself quickly to you in case you don't know me yet. My name is Julia Arndt and I'm a stress and mindfulness trainer, personal development coach and keynote speaker. And I help you understand the effects of stress on body and mind, move beyond burnout and exhaustion, and build a beautiful lifestyle that you love and that is also combined with a thrilling, exciting career. So if you haven't done yet, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and next to the subscribe button you also see a little bell, and you should hit that bell as well in order to make sure that you're receiving regular notifications when new content is online. That's the only way of how to receive notifications. And I'm publishing new videos every Monday and every Friday, so make sure you are hitting the bell as well. Alright, so let's jump into the topic meditation versus mindfulness. I just recently had a conversation with somebody and they told me that they're really interested in the difference between meditation and mindfulness, because for the longest time they thought that it is kind of a synonym, so that meditation and mindfulness is the same thing. And it is not. So I want to kind of give you a little bit more insights into what meditation is, what mindfulness is, what the difference is, and and how you can start integrating meditation and mindfulness into your days. As you know, my company is actually called Blue Mountain Mindfulness, and I love the concept of mindfulness because mindfulness is being present in the current moment instead of thinking about past events all the time or being constantly with your thoughts in the future. So mindfulness is really about being in the present moment, and you can achieve that by a ton of different things. Obviously, awareness is always really important, because if we are not aware, then we don't know that we have to change something. But as soon as we are aware, we have thousands of different options of how we can react in the next situation or in the next moment. So it's really a moment by moment observation of what is going on. And I'm sure that you have heard people talk about that we can only really live in the present moment. There's a really beautiful book around this as well that I love. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I can put this in the show notes as well. And I really love the concept of just being in the present moment, because that's the only moment that we have. Because we cannot change the past is over, that's why it's the past. And we cannot really influence the future. We don't really know what the future is holding for us. So the only moment that we can actually be really present is the now. So when we're talking about mindfulness, you can be mindful in every situation of your life, of course. But if the concept of mindfulness is a new concept for you, what we usually do as mindfulness practitioners and mindfulness coaches is to have you start being mindful in certain situations of your life. The ones that are always mentioned, and I will mention them as well because those are the easiest ones to do, is, for example, brushing your teeth mindfully. Really, thinking about how you're brushing your teeth. Which teeth are you brushing? Which side are you brushing? Feeling how the brush is feeling on your gums and your teeth. It's really about feeling everything in that present moment, and that can actually give you a ton of energy. And can really calm your system as well, which I think is super amazing. So you can brush your teeth mindfully. You can wash the dishes mindfully, or even clean the house mindfully. And then one thing that I love as well doing mindfully is taking a shower. How many of you are taking a shower, but while taking a shower, you're thinking about a million other things? We are not really present anymore of like the water, the soap, all of the things. I don't know about you, but I'm sometimes like, did I already wash my face or did I not wash my face yet? Because I'm so not in the present moment. I'm not really focused on the current task that I'm even not sure if I do all of the things that I wanted to get done under the shower. So taking a shower mindfully is a huge thing. And then finally, what I really like as well is mindful walking. So really being more mindful about every step that we take and how our body feels, what muscles we're using, how our body is balancing itself out with every step. Because again, walking is such an autopilot exercise that we're doing every day that we're not thinking about it anymore. And so yeah, so I'm already talking a little bit about the benefits of mindfulness, but mindfulness is really when you start being in the present moment, you start actually calming your nervous system and you're relaxing, and you really, you give every task of the day the attention that it deserves. So just think about it that way. And it's really a moment by moment observation. And as I mentioned as well, that if you are starting to be aware of being mindful and being in the present moment, you will realize how often during the day you are not aware, and how often during the day you're doing things mindlessly. So yeah, mindfulness, super cool tool. I love it. And I also really love mindfulness because it goes, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are always really afraid of spirituality, and I'm not a spiritual person. And I think as soon as we talk about meditation, even though meditation is also not really a spiritual thing, everybody does meditation nowadays, or a lot of people do. But yeah, I always like to start to talk about mindfulness because there are so many things in life that we can be mindful of. But meditation is really the practice of sitting down and closing your eyes and focusing on your breathing. And yeah, and so this is what meditation is about, kind of jumping into this next topic, where meditation is really a practice to be in the present moment. So it's basically just one tool of how you can be mindful. But there's, as I mentioned, a million other tools out there of how to be mindful. But meditation really focuses on the breath. It focuses on sitting and just observing your thoughts going by without any judgment. So non-judgment is a huge skill to have. It's really, really difficult. I'm sure that we are all judging our thoughts on a constant basis. The statistic that I love the most is that we have around 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000, just one person. And then 90% of these thoughts are repetitive. Imagine how much energy we are giving out because we are thinking, and because we are not aware of our thoughts. And think about what those thoughts have, what kind of influence those thoughts have on our emotions and on our physics. So yeah, so meditation is really a super cool tool of how you can calm your nervous system and how you can get back into that present moment when you're having difficulty to be mindful. So one of the things that I did, for example, is I recently had to drive down to San Francisco from Tahoe, which is a 3.5-hour drive usually, but the traffic was really heavy, and I hate traffic. I hate traffic jams. I always get super stressed. I always get really tense muscles. My whole neck, shoulder area was so tense the whole evening once I got to San Francisco. And so I got to San Francisco and I realized that my whole body was vibrating and I felt super stressed out, and I was just about to participate in a panel discussion. So I really wanted to be present and I didn't want to be stressed out going into that. So I literally sat down and I practiced meditation. I'm already closing my eyes because meditation is always for me like this kind of inward inquiry of what's kind of going on in my body right now, and calming my thoughts and calming kind of all of the reactions that my body is giving out to me to tell me there's too much going on right now. This was just a really stressful situation you were in. So let's just take a couple of breaths. And literally, even just 5 minutes, even just 1 minute, even just 3 deep breaths can bring you back into the present moment, because in that moment you've just, like, you basically, once you pull yourself in, you have to think about it that way. Once you think, oh, I just was having this thought, or I was actually not mindful, that is coming back into that present moment in that exact moment. So yeah, meditation, a really beautiful tool to manage stress. There's a ton of research on meditation nowadays of how powerful it is for our systems, how much more resilient mindfulness makes us, how much quicker we can recover from any effects on our body when we are practicing meditation and mindfulness, because we really train it, and it's really a concentration exercise, and it requires training. Like anything in your life that you had to learn in order to become good at it. Is it walking? Is it learning a language? Is it learning maybe a software application? You always had to practice. You were never good at it from the beginning. So just see meditation and mindfulness as exactly the same thing. You have to practice on a regular basis in order to be good at it and to really start honing in on concentrating on the present moment. And I'm by far like the perfect meditator or mindful person. But I've been for the last, I'd say 1 to 2 years, I've been really practicing, and it's really starting to get integrated into my life. And I always tell myself, you know, I'm almost 33 years old, so of course for 33 years I did not practice mindfulness and I did not practice meditation. So how can I expect from one day to another, or even from one year to the other, to the next year, to be an amazing meditator? We have to practice. So yeah, so I hope that was interesting for you. I hope I could clarify a couple of things around what meditation is versus what mindfulness is. And I hope that you will try it out. So find anything ordinary in your life that you are doing right now and try to see it with that beginner's mind, with that first time you're doing something, first time you're seeing something, even though you might have seen it a million times before. Just look at it from a beginner's mind perspective and look at it as if you're seeing the world for the first time with your eyes. If you have any questions around meditation or mindfulness, I would love to hear from you. You can always leave me comments or questions right below the video, or you can head over to my website www.bluemountainmindfulness.com, and under the category podcast you have questions, and you can submit any questions or any topics that you have that you would like me to talk about. I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. I think it's so cool to hear from you. It always makes me really happy. And yeah, so I wish you a wonderful day. Remember, stress management is a skill that everyone can learn. You can learn it too. I totally believe in that. I was somebody that had to learn it as well. I was far away from being the perfect person and being the person that manages her stress levels well. I had to learn it over many years and over a lot of difficult situations and experiences. So trust in yourself that you can do it too. And I will speak to you really, really soon. Bye bye.